do. My name's Anna, welcome. Thanks for being here. I just wanted to sit down and talk about some makeup. I haven't done that in a while, and so I was feeling inspired because this is what's happening outside of my window right now. So I just wanted to, I picked up the Fenty Poutsicle lip stain in the color Strawberry Sangria, and I have another video I want to do about this that I think will be a lot of fun, but for now we're gonna do this. Anyways, I put that on and I was like, man, this is giving me some kind of Christmassy vibes, and so yeah, decided to do just a, you know, holiday, pulling out your old palettes for the holidays, because there are some of these, like the one I'm wearing right now, that I haven't used in so long. So yeah, come along and I'll share with you some of my holiday palettes. All right, so these are in literally no order. They're just sitting in front of me in a pile that made sense so that they don't fall off of a stool that I'm using as a table. So the first one is this Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. This one is an oldie but a goodie, and I just think it's very perfect. You've got, you know, red and green, and you've got these like bluish and more sort of gold, and I just think it totally gives me, you know, like holiday lights, evergreen, a lot of different looks with this. You could do just a more neutral holiday look with like a gold pop. Perfect. It's really just a solid palette, kind of for everything, but also I think really good for the holidays. Next one I have here is this beautiful palette by Lois Cosmetics. And I should say, this is just a mix of like mainstream and indie. I just kind of went through and picked out stuff that spoke to me today. And again, I mean, this is so, you've got, you know, like the evergreens and the holly, and gold just always makes me think of like holiday, like stars. You know, you've got this like night sky. It's kind of a deeper palette with these like shimmers to use. I just think it gives total holiday vibes. Even the packaging. So anyway, that is the Lois Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld solid palette. I love this one, so beautiful. It leans warm, so if you are not into that, maybe not so much for you, but gorgeous if you are into that. All right, and then actually the palette that I'm wearing right now is like the epitome of, I mean, it's called Silent Night, and it has like a Christmas tree on it, and this is from Glaminatrix. And this is another indie brand from Australia. Looks like this. And at first, it's funny, I was like, what am I gonna do that's gonna go with this lip? Because, you know, there's not really a transition shade or anything like that. Like, you have color and you have sparkle. And here, let me move that a little closer. Anyways, and I just, at first I was gonna do sort of just green all over and make it more of a like story eyeshadow thing, and put like ornaments in there. I don't know. And actually I just liked the shape that I got with the green. My fringe is very long right now. Yeah, and I love the way that this turned out. So basically, just real quick, for anyone who's wondering, what I did was green like all over here, like all over, and just kind of diffused it out, and then put this blue actually just right in the corner to deepen that up a bit, and then used, what is that called, fairy lights, here and up through here, and then this beautiful color called Jingle Bells I just put on the lid. And I think I did a little bit of the green just out here in the outer portion as well. And that's it. that's all I did. Very simple. I mean, I think very festive. Christmas looking look. So this is a really, really fun one and goes very well with the theme, I think. Next up is, actually, it's a brand new palette because I rebought it because my first one got broken and I couldn't handle it. So this has actually never been used. This is why it looks so stunningly perfect and gorgeous. But this is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye Palette. Smoky Eyes Are Forever. And I believe this was the one from last year, 2021. But this is such holiday vibes in a bit of a more sort of classic, how do I explain it? Almost toned down way. It's a little more shimmery, a little bit more ethereal. But you know, we've got these olive tones, you've got this shimmery, like gold. You've got the black if you want to do a more like kind of mysterious with like all of these like champagne. I just think it's really good if you want, say you're going to, you know, holiday office party or whatever, and it's just a little bit more classic. Best way that I know how to describe that. Anyways, I think this is a great holiday palette. I really do. All right, next up, and you know I couldn't do a holiday video without Pat McGrath, and I pulled out three palettes that I think are sort of the more holiday palettes, mostly because they're sort of the red and green palettes. I can't help it. It's just the colors I think of. They're red, green, white, gold, blue. Those are sort of just the colors that come to mind for various reasons. You know, I was raised with Christmas and Hanukkah kind of being like the main holidays that I was around or that I saw or that people that I knew celebrated. Growing up in the United States, I know there are a million other holidays that are celebrated around the world and in the United States, and I think actually a lot of them in, you know, include like candles or evergreens, or you know, like gold is such a theme with that. White, you know, blue and white are sort of very winter colors. Just a little side note on sort of why these colors mean Christmas or holidays, or yeah, the holiday season to me. Anyways, this palette just works for me for this. This right here, I mean, so here you can do a neutral look with just a shimmery pop, or you can do like a super, you know, the red, I just like red ribbons. What is that flower? Poinsettia. And then these two shades actually, depending on which direction you're looking, both of these have like a green tint in them. I wonder if I swatch them, if I can show you. Because this looks pink to me when I'm looking at it, or like a reddish pink. Let me see if we can get like a green to show up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. Yeah, I guess from this angle you get that sort of goldish green. Anyways, I think it's a great palette for the holidays, and Pat McGrath with like these sparkles. I mean, look at that. I just rubbed it all over my hand and I'm a shimmery mess now. Anyways, I think that palette is great on a more sort of all shades level. This was the holiday palette from last year. This is the Celestial Odyssey palette, and I mean, this is very sort of, you know, holiday, like Christmas lights to me. I can just see this color scheme up like in Town Square, or, you know, whatever. Yeah, and you've got, you know, like I said, the red, the green, the gold, the blue, the white, gold. And a lot of shimmer. Always shimmer for me. Shimmer and sparkles. And then along that same theme, we have one more Pat McGrath. Probably could have gotten away with just showing one of these, but you know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. And this is the, this is actually my favorite Pat McGrath palette probably of all time. This is the Sublime palette, Mothership 2. I mean, you have these very like snowy, bright colors, and then again, just the shimmers. This is actually sort of more of a purple to green shift, but then this has that like reddish tint to it, and you've got this sort of gold tones. You could do a smoky eye with like a green. I don't know, I just think this has, it has like warm kind of candlelit feeling to me. Yeah, really like this one. Again, it's like my favorite palette, so take that for what it's worth. All right, moving on along. Does anybody still have this palette? If you do, pull it out. It's perfect for this time of year. I mean, even down to the packaging, like this just looks like a gift to me. And this is an ABH palette that I don't think is available anymore, but this is sort of in that same vein with that Charlotte Tilbury palette for me. It's just very classy looking, but I feel like you can kind of make it more holiday with, you know, you've got that like pop of red and then these like silver and gold bronzy kind of shades. I just think it's very like dress up in sort of a wintry way. I just love this. Very pretty. All right, moving on. I love this palette. I am so happy that I picked this one up. This is the NARS, what's it actually called? It looks like this, and this is called the Climax palette. Oh, my sticker is upside down. Doesn't matter. Okay. But it looks like this. And this is, I just think, perfect. Again, along the same vein of a little bit more nuanced, you know, toned down, but still you have this like beautiful sort of, it almost has blue, and then you have these greens and like this super warm brown with this like goldish silver. It's got a good, you know, mix of mattes and shimmers. If you have this and you're traveling for the holidays, it's pretty small. I just think this is a good one. This is a good holiday palette. All right, next up, does anybody still have this one? Does anyone use this? I haven't actually used it forever, but the Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette. I mean, I don't have a lot of palettes that have glitter in them, but like, look at that. It's so sparkly and so festive and like neutral, but not. I know this was called a neutral palette, and I think a lot of people were like, that's not neutral. It's more like natural colors, or like not natural, but it's not neutral. I think this one's very warm. Anyway, you can do that like smoky sort of icy look here, maybe adding like some of this in there. You have the like berries, which I associate with winter, those like red, pink berries, cranberries, things like that. Over here, I don't know, again, this is sort of that like classic toned down, you know, go into the holiday party look with like a black velvet dress or something. Anyway, yeah, all those glitters. It smells good. That's weird. Is that weird to say? It smells like makeup, but in this way that makes me nostalgic for childhood. I know exactly what that is. It's the makeup that I used in a show, a Christmas show that I was in when I was a little girl. Whoa, smell memory. All right, I digress. All right, so from 2 years ago. This I remember being a huge thing, and I actually bought it after the fact, but this is the Naughty palette from BH Cosmetics, and it has like every color for the holidays. It's everything, and this is a really good palette. Obviously you can't get it anymore. It was a limited edition 2 years ago. I got it after the fact for like half price or 70% off, something ridiculous. And it is a solid palette. If you have this, pull it out, use it. I have not used this in definitely a year. Yeah, so I should do a look with this. It's still in good shape. Yeah, clearly I did not use this enough. Anyway, it's quite literally a holiday palette. All right, and then we have, I love this one. I love this palette. I think it's good for kind of every occasion. This is the Adept Cosmetics with Heather Austin palette. Look at that. I mean, it's like perfect. You have the blue and white situation, or the blue and gold. There's gold, there's the red and green. I mean, this isn't like red, but this would totally work. And adding this with it, it's like kind of red to gold. And this is sort of a green to gold. I mean, everything about this palette just screams like the holidays to me. And these shimmers, they're amazing. They're so good. In fact, let's just swatch some of these, because I'm just gonna, I mean, how beautiful are those? And I just, like I said, this is sort of that like snow, you know, magic of winter wonderland. And then you have this sort of red to green flip, and then the like green to gold. I don't know, just for me, this is just like the Christmas tree with like some ornaments, maybe like some tinsel. I don't know. I love Christmas trees, or Tannenbaum, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and I have one more palette here, and this is sort of the like fantasy Nordic Christmas situation. If you were lucky enough to pick up the Giant Wolves palette from Odin's Eye, I think this is perfect to pull out this time of year. It's got the like magic fairyland winter vibes for me, because you've got, you know, this gorgeous blue with the like icy color, and then these like sleety overcast, you know, kind of things. I don't know, this one just gives me this like kind of fantasy winter vibes to it, with this pop of gold, and you've got the green. This can kind of pass as like a greenish. Could also do like a neutral with a pop of like an icy, you know, shimmer. I think this palette is so pretty, and I encourage you to pull it out. Anyways, oh, and I will say, so here, I'm gonna give you my sob story. So Odin's Eye is my favorite brand, and they had the Christmas Eve palette and the Christmas palette, and I was going to ask for them for Christmas, because I had read somewhere that they said, oh yeah, we're gonna have this just through Christmas, and then we're gonna, you know, discontinue it. So I guess I just assumed that they would be ordering it and fulfilling orders, you know, through Christmas, and then whatever was left at that point, they would just sell out of it. But they actually sold out. They just sold out. Like, they're not gonna make it anymore. So yeah, I missed out on that one. Which, you know, it's just eyeshadow, but it made me sad. So I hope you picked up those palettes, and use them all season, because they were really pretty, and I can tell. Anyways, thanks for joining me. This was just kind of a super cash. I mean, yeah, I'm like in lounge wear because of this. Here, let's just do it. I'm just gonna switch this around for you. This is what I'm looking at while filming. that. It's literally snowing, which is sort of rare for Portland, but yeah, it's awesome and I love it. Anyways, I hope you're all having a good December and enjoying pulling out some old palettes for some holiday looks, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.